Beautiful day to you, beautiful people. Today we'll be having a class titled Creative Writing. Creative writing is also known as continuous writing. In continuous writing, all you have to do is to develop idea and write on it critically. You don't have to think beyond the box, but rather reason beyond what is reasonable. In other words, you need to birth what has not been in existence. However, you can write what is in existence or you create. That is why we call it creative writing. This creative writing or continuous writing is of different categories. We have the first category, or should I call it types. We have what's called the narrative essay, the expository essay, the descriptive essay, the argumentative essay, and the ultimate letter writing that are various categories. But for today, we will focus our attention on narrative essay, and we are taking the first part of narrative essay. What will come to your mind now is, what is narrative essay? Yes, yes. But it is very important for us to know that a narrative essay is a type of essay that tells a story. That is, it focuses attention on event that has happened in the past, event that is happening now, or event that has started happening in the past and it is still continuing. It is called a narrative essay. That was excellent. So, what is worthy of note is that a writer can write events about their personal lives, write events about other persons. So when a writer writes about his or her personal life, the writer uses what is referred to as first person narrative techniques. Here, the first person pronouns are used. Pronouns such as I, we, me, us, mine, us. These are used to narrate the event to show that it refers or the actions that are described there happen to the person talking or narrating or writing. However, at times a writer can write about another person or thing. In this situation, the writer may employ what is known as the third person narrative technique or what is called omniscient narrative technique. A third person is when we use the third person pronouns as in he, she, it, they, theirs, his, hers. We use these pronouns to show that the events we are talking about actually happened to another person or thing. It is these same pronouns we also use to narrate the omniscient narrative techniques. Here, the writer assumes that he is all-knowing. He writer writes as if he were there when all the events happened from point to point without missing any words. So this is what's referred to as omniscient writing techniques. So you can see that the writer can write about himself or about another person. And he writes about himself, he uses pronouns such as I, we, us, mine. These are first person pronouns as key pronouns. But when he writes about another person or thing, he uses the third person that is spoken about, he, she, it. However, you can write about the spoken to, that is the recipient, you. Write up like this are not common at this age. As we grow up academically, we are going to get information on how to use write-ups like this. So now, let's focus attention on the features of a narrative essay. What are the features of a narrative essay? The first one is an interest-arousing topic. Do not just choose a heading because must be a heading. No, choose a heading that will attract the attention of your readers. Choose a heading that will make the readers want to know what has been written about. We'll talk more on this later on. The next one is what is referred to as the introductory paragraph. The introductory paragraph is the attention you need to sustain from the heading you have written. It's just like someone who wants to tell you that he can cook. So while the person is cooking in the kitchen or in the sitting room, the aroma in the kitchen will help you know that, wow, this food I'm about to taste is going to be superbly delicious. Yes, that is the aroma. So it must sustain the interest you saw or the reader saw on the heading. That is why we call it introduction. We have various forms of introduction, which will be treated in subsequent classes. The next is what is referred to as the body paragraphs. Remember, in the introduction, you must be able to give us the 5 W's and H: the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and the how. Why you have stated this, you will now be taking the points you have stated in that paragraph 1 in point by point analysis, which means a paragraph must contain a point, and you give us the reasons, the cause and effect relationship in that point you have given us. After the body paragraphs, we proceed to the last paragraph called the conclusion. It is the last paragraph. So in all, you should know that a standard essay must have a minimum of 5 paragraphs. The introduction 1, the conclusion 1, that's 2. Then the body where you expatiate on information you have stated in shallow term in the introduction will be in the body. Why the conclusion will reiterate the information you have buttressed. You're like someone who comes to preach. After preaching at the pulpit, we just leave the pulpit and goes home. Honestly speaking, you know that that's not a good communicator. So you must be able to bring home the bacon. You must be able to let the readers, the listeners know you are in your final tone, and they should be able to get home and get information. How will you feel when your friend comes home and say, class today was very important, very interesting? You want to know what I was announced. Say, wow, what happened? Say, honestly, it's very interesting. What happened? So you'll be asking what happened, and the person will not be able to tell you. It shows that one, the person that spoke did not end well, or the listener did not actually pay attention. But such fault is mostly attributed to the person that has spoken or that has written. So we are going to know more about this. Yes, we are going to know more about this in our next class. But before then, I want you to take your pen. Are you ready now? Write these out. State 5 topics that one can write a narrative essay on. State 5 topics that one can write a narrative essay on. Number 2, differentiate first person pronouns from third person pronouns. These will help you to focus on what you have learned so far when you watch the video again. In our next class, we shall talk about the types of introduction and how to go about them. Till then, have a nice time. Yes, till then, have a nice time.